you hear me okay? Okay. So Sangerville's the birthplace of Hiram Maxim and Harry Oakes. Both born here in the 1800s. They were born 30 years apart. They were not related. A lot of people think that they were related, but they actually were born here, raised here, then went off in life and were knighted by the royal family.
It's Sunday, June 1st, 2025, and this is our first trip with our new to us camper. Well, this year. We just got it at the end of 2024. We went out a couple of times with friends. We met them locally, and today we're actually taking a trip to, Two Knights Brewing in Sangerville, Maine, and it's 212 miles. So it'll take us about, we travel about 50 miles an hour, so it'll take us about 4.5 hours to get there. Average speed is 50 miles an hour.
Just hope everything goes smoothly, kind of a shakedown, if you will. And it's Two Knights, as in K-N-I-G-H-T-S. So we'll report on how that all worked out. We got a generator if needed, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're staying at two nights, one night at a brewery up in Sangerville, Maine, and then we're coming back. I don't know what town is it?
I think it's Sydney.
Sydney, Maine. We're staying at an alpaca farm, and then heading back down the coast to Kennebunkport and staying at a campground there, a real campground, and to dump our tanks, recharge. We're gonna hang out there for a few days, visit with some friends. They're coming up because this year, June 7th, is our 45th wedding anniversary, so we're going to be celebrating it in Maine. This morning it's 50 degrees or 55 degrees actually, with a wind, and actually they said gusts up to 30 miles an hour. So we're actually being buffeted a little bit, and I think we will be for the rest of the day.
Probably worse on the highway, maybe.
Yeah, and of course, we have to cross the bridge, the Piscataqua Bridge, in between New Hampshire and Maine. So it'll be pretty windy up on high.
You can see the flags here on the side.
It's actually, it's a pretty nice day today. In the past couple of months, though, it's been crazy. The weather's been crazy. They said 11 weekends in a row it has been raining. Heavy rains, not just little sprinkles. And this is one of the first days that it hasn't rained on the weekend. It's actually Sunday out in the ocean. Oh, is that an Imagine ahead of us that just went around the circle?
Oh no. Could be anything.
Could be anything. So the Furrion 7-inch backup camera we're using, and it seems to be buffering and freezing every once in a while, so it kind of defeats the purpose of having
Not terribly helpful.
No. We're going to be crossing over the Piscataqua Bridge in a minute, going over the state line from New Hampshire to Maine. Traffic's not bad.
It'll be fun going over this bridge.
Now, I don't know how high it is. I'll have to look it up to see how high the bridge is as it crosses over here. And it's usually pretty windy, but today even more so. Welcome to Maine.
So there was an accident on the other side, right at the start of the bridge, and this is the traffic backup.
We're about a mile beyond the accident, and it looks like, gosh, as far as we can see, it looks like another 3/4 of a mile as far as we can see. They're coming southbound. Thank goodness that the accident was in that direction and not this direction.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Being selfish, but yeah.
So I checked a few minutes ago the antenna for the Furrion backup camera. I just wiggled it, climbed up the ladder. There was no problem. It seemed to be okay. I just wiggled it, rotated it, moved it around. So it seems as though it's working pretty good, but we'll see. Jane brought along some seafood sandwiches for lunch, and we're just getting ready to hit the road.
And Fred.
Fred is excited. He's really excited.
How can you tell?
Look at him. Look at him. He's excited.
Yeah, okay.
Back on the road again. All right. Here we go, Fred. It's a cute little camper. So I thought I had this fixed. Thought I had the rear backup camera fixed, but as you can see, it's still buffering. It's strange. And then of course the TPMS, the tire link system, stopped working for some strange reason. I wonder if the coach power has to be turned off and turned on just to reboot it. I have no idea. So technology today is not working well. But
and he forgot his iPad and his earbuds and.
Well, no, that's a minor thing.
No, but it's all technology.
Yeah, first trip of the year. Fred is relaxing. I did not forget to pack Fred into the back seat. He would have been just outrageously upset.
He saw Frederica last night, so
yes,
he's good.
And for those of you who don't know, Frederica is his female Sasquatch friend that friends of ours, Margie and David, had. Well, they didn't pick her up. She's just traveling with them. Yeah.
It's Fred's girlfriend. Just say it.
I'm not going to say that. Somebody had said that they wanted to, they thought, Frederica and he would get together and have kids. That would be just a whole nother level of Sasquatch.
We're not going there.
Not going there at all. This reminds me of the UP of Michigan, that road that went out to Petoskey from Gaylord. Remember that one?
Yes.
So long, up and down, and squiggles through. Not a bad road either. Nice. So half a mile up here on the left. Wow.
All right. Left, right.
400 feet. I don't think this is it.
Hope it brings us someplace. Interesting.
Wow, okay.
Just had the wrong address in there.
Two Knights Brewing. Okay.
All right. Wide
All right.
turn here.
All right.
It's a little drop off. Look that level, but looks better right behind you. Just back right up where you are.
I can't see where Jane is. I do not want to back over her. That would be a bad day.
Parked a little wonky, but it looks sort of level. Oh, no.
When you say no, what do you mean?
Not level.
Well, so, wait, get over here. Level which way? Side to side?
Yeah. No, it's not level side to side.
Okay. If I went straight that way, would it be level side to side?
No.
Right.
We'll be rolling off the bed.
Well, I'll go over there.
Right there. Stop. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, Fred, you gotta stay here. Jane and I are gonna go inside. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you.
Oh, smells good.
Wow, this is
Nice.
great.
That's a work in progress.
No,
Nice.
it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Sangerville, can you hear me okay? Okay. So Sangerville's the birthplace of Hiram Maxim and Harry Oakes. Both born here in the 1800s. They were born 30 years apart. They were not related. A lot of people think that they were related, but they actually were born here, raised here, then went off in life and were knighted by the royal family. Hiram was first. He was an American inventor. He has over 120 U.S. patents. His first one was patented when he was 14 years old. It was an automatic mousetrap. He grew up on a sheep farm, so it was kind of a necessity. Catch a mouse and reset itself. So that was his first invention. He went on to holds the patent on the curling iron, a device. I call it. It's similar to a nebulizer. You would pour boiling water into it, and it would vaporize medicine for bronchitis and asthma.
It's springtime, and I put it in the fall. So it's 3 years.
He had a bunch of different farming equipment that he patented. He tried to patent a light bulb, and some people think Edison may have stole the patent from Hiram Maxim. That's up for debate. He submitted the paperwork, and then a few days later, a week later, Edison was awarded the patent. So,
We'll never know.
never know. What else? He had a flying machine
So it went in.
prior to the Wright brothers, but he couldn't fly it all that well. The Wright brothers, of course, perfected it. But his number one invention, the one that made him famous, and would get him knighted eventually, was the fully automatic machine gun. He designed and built that here in Sangerville. His brother, this is his brother Hudson Maxim right here. He formulated the gunpowder that was used in it. It was less smoky than the powder of the time. They test fired it across Wasagate Lake in Dexter. Now this is a time period where everybody had single shot muskets, and the Gatling gun was around, but that would, if you cranked it too fast, it would jam or it would overheat.
Well, because that one,
His design had a water jacket around the barrel, so it would prevent it from overheating. So they brought it to the United States government, and the United States government said they didn't want it. It was going to be too wasteful, use too much ammunition, so they told them to take it out. He then moves to England, becomes an English subject, sold them the patent. They used it to colonize South Africa during the Boer War. They went down there with 1,500 troops or something like that, and a bunch of these Maxim machine guns that they called Vickers machine guns. They colonized South Africa. Not one British troop was harmed, and they came back and they knighted Hiram Maxim. So that's how he became a knight. And all the ground troops used them. And then his son, Hiram Percy Maxim, actually has the patent on the muffler, car muffler, and the silencer. So his dad shot that gun so much, by the time he was an old man, he was completely deaf in both ears. So his son went on to invent the silencer.
Wow.
Fast forward 30 years, and Harry Oakes is born here in Sangerville. His dad was a lawyer. As you can see, he looks very, very
Proper, very proper.
very classy and proper. So he grew up a very rich, rich lifestyle. And when he hit high school age, his dad moved him over to Foxcroft Academy in Foxcroft, Maine. Foxcroft Academy is the state of Maine's oldest private school. It's 202 years old as of this year. So he graduated from there, went down to Bowdoin College in Brunswick, Maine, graduated from there, and then his parents shipped him out to Syracuse University. He comes home after his second year and he told his parents, it's not for me, I don't want to do this. I'd rather go search the world for gold and become a gold prospector. So he leaves home at 23 and travels the entire world looking for gold. Travels all through Europe, Africa, New Zealand, Australia, South America, up the entire west coast, all the way to Alaska. Finds nothing. This journey takes him over 15 years. It almost kills him. He breaks bones, gets deathly ill. By the time he comes back down into Canada, starts working his way east to come back home, and he's broke. He's out of money, and there's two brothers paying his way home. They come to Kirkland Lake, Ontario, and he's down to his last 6 pennies. That's what he says. So he's broke, deathly ill, probably pretty frail at this point, and they come to this inn. And the innkeeper informs Harry that there's a lease running out on a piece of land that's on the lake. So Harry, with that little bit of information, he convinced the two brothers to finance him, buys this lease on this piece of land, and within 3 months he goes from being 6 pennies broke to being the richest man in Canada.
Wow.
Pays the lease off, pays the brothers off, leases more land, and within 12 months of that point, he's the richest man in the world. Yeah. So for a while, it was the largest gold mine in North America. So to avoid taxes, he moved out of the United States, moved out of Canada, moved down to Nassau Island, which is in the Bahamas, and it's owned by the British. They knight him for all these great things he's doing on the island. But in the process of all this, he gets involved with the American mob, the royal family, other parts of the royal family, and other rich landowners on this island. They all want Harry to use his persuasion with the local people to persuade them to change the laws on the island so they can build casinos. And Harry said, no, I'm not going to do that. So they murdered him. They bludgeoned him to death, actually. And they found his body on July 7th, 1943, right in the middle of World War II. And it's still an unsolved mystery to this day. Nobody knows who killed Sir Harry Otis, richest man in the world, living on a tropical island. That's the story of the Two Knights. And if you didn't notice, all the beer names kind of refer back to their history in one way or another, except for 2 beer names, Bunker and Golden Gate. Yeah, so that's
So did you just like these stories? So you hence the Two Knights.
I grew up here.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's kind of
That's
local
cool.
history,
That's nice.
local legend, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of ran with it.
Yeah.
It gave birth to really cool beer names.
Yeah. No, pretty cool. That's
But
pretty
thank you
neat.
guys. Thank you very much.
This is Two Knights Brewery, Sangerville, Maine. Beautiful. We'll see if we see.
Oh, the Northern Lights, but
That would be amazing.
it is so cloudy right now. It's a very nondescript location. Matter of fact, when they were building it, and they were, people were coming in and getting beer, and they said, "Oh, it looks like a bunker." Oh, the wind is still blowing. Look at this.